Luke, first of all, congratulations. Night 15, winner here in Birmingham. So, first of all, so how you feel?
Yeah, probably relieved. Yeah, it's quite been it's been a strange Premier League for myself. It's kind of not been there, and it's been there, and then not been there, and then the last 3 weeks the performances have been there, but I can't give the line. So yeah, it's been a strange one for myself, but of course, I've sort of been able to see a different version of myself, we spoke about on Scars with Heather. It's always nice when you qualified after the 13th or 14th week. It's something to show a little bit of character and be it in the nitty gritty and go on and qualify. So really, really proud of myself. Obviously, the last 3 weeks I've accumulated 11 points, so I've done really well and probably should have won last week. So obviously, really, really proud of myself to go on and show so much grit and determination to really push myself and get myself up there and give myself an opportunity tonight to qualify. But I did it in one go, so quite crazy to me how through weeks ago I was 5 points from qualifying, and also I'm 6 points in front of fifth, and I have qualified, so I didn't expect that one though.
We'll talk about qualification in a second. I just want to touch a little bit on the semi-final, if I may, with Luke Littler. Obviously, going 3-0 down and having lost 6 points in such close matches over the past 4 weeks. Was that when you came back and won six on the bounce? Did you feel that that was a bit of a turning point for the night, as it were? Because obviously, you put in a brilliant average against Stephen Bunting, another brilliant average against Luke, and then obviously going on to win it. Did you feel at that point, you felt, hang on, something's happening here. I'm actually going to go and qualify for this?
Yeah, I mean, I just take one game at a time. I knew that the game against Steve was an important game because you lose that game and just everything becomes permutation next week. So I thought just get through this game, and then which I did. And then obviously with Gian losing, because luckily enough I was the second semi-final, I can sort of see things that were happening. You're lying if you don't. You look at these things. So I knew that if I did lose that game, that there was still a chance that if I lost my first game with Sheffield, that I would still qualify. So the pressure was a little bit off. But yeah, of course, obviously you see the scenario last week, and everyone thinks you can't beat him, and they think you're a bottler and stuff like this. And it's not that way. It's just when you're not used to winning a lot, the adrenaline just gets you. And in them last leg deciders, the adrenaline's so high that you're just pushing them and pulling them a little bit here and there, and it becomes hard work. And obviously, because he's the best player in the world, it's like he's all over you. He sees it. So when I went to 5-3, I was like, just don't relent, just keep on it and put him under pressure a little bit. And I did that, and then that's the sort of performance I expect from myself a lot more. But Luke's a fantastic player, and he's the best player in the world. You have to hit the more averages to beat him, and that showed tonight. He's been not been beat the last 3 weeks, and it takes a really, really good performance to beat him.
Certainly put that in the semi-final and then obviously going on to the final. You look at it obviously as a whole over this year. The Premier League hasn't been in terms of how you wanted, in terms of the rewards you've got for the performances that you've had, but you still won on the Euro Tour, you still won on the Pro Tour, and now obviously you've won a night in the Premier League. Especially with it being so close now to the O2, do you feel that you are starting to peak a little bit at the right time?
Yeah, I mean, the stats would show that. I always look on stats. I think I'm averaging more than anybody in this Premier League for again. And the funny thing for me is, and I mean this, I always get writ off all the time. I have a kind of bad months. It's just like, oh, your has been this to the. I just never. I see it, but I never listen to it because I just know that round the corner that performance comes in from myself. The last 3 weeks, I've probably averaged about 103, and the whole year I'm averaging 100. So I just know when I look at the stats, I think sometimes I you think, you're playing well, you're doing good, but there's obviously one thing that's affecting me. It was my doubles. Tonight, the doubles really good. Last last week, the doubles were good. The week before, the doubles were good. That was the only thing that was holding me back. Now I'm hitting them a little bit. The performances are a lot more, all in one. So yeah, I think that's it's nice to be written off because I always come back fine.
We'll see you at the O2, Jan. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Dude, congratulations on making the O2. You touched on it there, but is it tough to try and block out that noise when people are talking about you when it's not going well? Because with respect to the other people, if it's not going well for Stephen Bunting, Josh Rock, Van Veen, the media attention and people talk, it's about you because you're their defending Premier League champion. Is that hard to deal with because a bad performance is going to be the same headlines, the same people saying this, that, and the other?
Yeah, I mean it can be, but I always clap back. In my whole career, especially in the last 3.5 years when I've been winning, I always seem to clap back. I mean, when I won the worlds, I had that noise on my back, and then I managed to fight it off with the World Cup and the match play, and then finals in the Grand Prix. So I always manage to clap back, and that's what's important to me. As much as the noise can be hard for you, is it's not. I don't always listen to that. I always listen to myself, and I'm like, it's about like, what have you got in you? Have you got that fire? Have you got that dog in you? And I found out in the last couple of years I have got it in, and that's what separates sometimes good players, the great players. You need that dog in you to fight when you really have to fight. And like I said, this Premier League hasn't gone my way, but I've managed to, really put my heart into it, and the last 3 weeks really play my best darts when it means something, and I've done that, so I'm really, really proud of that.
We know that Luke Littler will top the table and playing fourth place. The only thing that could change next week is whether you come third or fourth. Is that a difference for you? You know that you played Luke Littler in the past 2 Premier League finals. Would you prefer to meet in the final if you was to get there, or does it not matter to you?
It's probably a bit of both. It doesn't matter to me, but of course, it's always just a great final. I don't mean to sound biased, but I just think it's the best game. I think, like you see last night, tonight,
It was like last night.
yeah, last week. It's always such a good game, and if it's not a great game, it's always a battle in certain moment in the game. So, um, it would be nice if we are separated for them reasons. But if we're not, then I'm ready to go and play him in the semi-final, and it'd be the same against me. It's did the crowd get to have that semi-final early, or they get to have it possibly in the final? Who knows? But yeah, I think I'm one of them players now where it doesn't matter who I play, and I don't think who's going to care if it's me or Gezi. It's going to be a tough game, and um, I think top four in the Premier League this year, the top 4 players in the world got medals. So see if they're above them, see if they'll do. See that.
I think Fickle's grip throwing up.
Used to it all the time. Happens to me my whole career. It's happened to me since I've won all my majors. It doesn't bother me anymore. It's just something how I take with a pinch of salt. Sometimes people say things just to try and get a reaction from you, and yeah, I just keep plodding along. I keep doing my thing, and I think I've proved enough over the last 3.5 years that I won't just have a couple of months of bad play and it'd be gone from me. I always clap back, and that's something that I think a lot of people can appreciate, that I never get ill when it's not come my way.
I think it's a bit disrespectful now they sort of target you and give you that. So
Couldn't care less. Honestly, I don't. I think all of us players get it. So it's not just just to me. All players have to experience it, and all fans are rightly observant of their opinions. So yeah, it's not like it's something that's targeted to me. It's just, yeah. I mean, if you're not playing very good, you're going to get targeted, and that's something you have to take. So it's not like the last 2 or 3 months I've been targeted unfairly. I probably haven't been at my best, but I think the real fans know that I'm waiting to pounce back, and you've seen it over the last three weeks. But I have to keep doing it. I can't just have a couple of good weeks and then go, 2 or 3 months of playing badly.
feel like it's been a few months since I've had a big ding dong Luke Finn Luke. I think probably Milton Keynes probably the last one. Are you ready for that? You're ready to give us all what we want, another
Yeah, I get it. I know it, and I understand it. Me and Luke, is a game that everyone sees all the time. I understand it, and there's nothing that me or Luke can do about that, because we kind of win a lot of games and play each other a lot. But yeah, I just think if you guys playing against each other, it must whet the appetite a little bit. Of course, next year may be different. There may be a lot less than we play each other. Maybe the Premier League changes, but yeah, I mean, when it's a Premier League finals now, I think that whets the appetite, and it's a great game. But it's a big game. It's a lot different to a night like this when you're playing in a semi-final or final of a Premier League night. Proper O2 night, yeah, it's a lot more riding on it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think out of the 15 weeks, you've only been in the top 4 for 4 of those weeks.
Probably, I don't know. Not very much.
I know in football, in terms of the playoffs, those teams that sneak into the playoffs last minute, us as journalists, we always say, "Oh, they're the most dangerous. They're the ones you don't want." Does that make you more dangerous? Sneak?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to just recite what I said last week in Leeds, when I had my media day on Wednesday. There was that sort of thing was said to me. Would winning the Premier League, if you did this year, be more special than you did last year? And I say, yeah, because it's kind of been hard work this year. It's not been as easy, and never as easy to make the finals. But yeah, it's been a lot harder this year, and the last 2 years have been a lot more comfortable. So yeah, you could look at it like it would be like you just got through the back door. There's no really pressure on me, because 3 weeks ago, kind of people would have said you probably ain't going to qualify. Now I've qualified. The pressure's off me a little bit. No one expected it, so Yeah, I think for myself, I'm just gonna have to try and relax a little bit and think you not lucky, but kind of fortunate to be here. Go on and see what can happen.
It's quite strangely you didn't touch on it. Like you say you're quite fortunate to be here, but then over the course of the tournament, you've had the highest running average.
Yeah.
So the stats don't seem to be matching up the results some wise.
Yeah, yeah.
Contrast.
We had this conversation, and the media day probably did. We I kind of underrate myself sometimes. Sorry, it's
Mm.
just the way I am. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm averaging like 101 for the whole. I mean, that's great. That's better than I've ever done. And the results have not been right, but I think you just have to bide your time. Um, and yeah, you're right. Sometimes maybe I am too harsh on myself. We touched on this in February, so maybe I just need to maybe. I think Marshall last 3 weeks I've been a little bit more less hard on myself, a little bit more less emotion showing. Just think, what, just relax a little bit because I feel like because it's not been going well, a bit about tight. But yeah, I feel like I'm a little bit more relaxed now, and I think that sometimes I play down my chances a little bit, but I'm up to the fight, and I'm looking forward to the O2 now. But of course, next week I'm going to be trying to win the night again to create some momentum.
And congratulations. Just with the World Cup on the horizon, the team being announced, I just wanted to know if you've spoken to Luke about it and you made any plans about how to go about it this year.
We're going to do the same again. There's no like you do what I do, Luke say you do what I do. It's the same scenario, like we did last year. There was no like I get to the venue 3.5 hours before I play a game. Luke gets to about an hour or two. I said to him last year, just do your own thing, mate. You come when you want to come. I'll come when I can. Don't think you have to come at the same time. And we'll do the same thing. But we are a team, and I think last year a lot was said, a lot was like, oh, they didn't act like a team. Trust me, me and Luke are good friends. We get on really well, and we want to do well. And this year we're probably more determined than ever because of last year. It was really, really tough for us both to take. We sat down together and was like, what did we do wrong? Maybe and it was like, well, we didn't really do anything wrong personally. It kind of maybe let the whole occasion get the better of us. So obviously, we are more determined and more focused than ever to go on and do well this year in the World Cup because Luke's missing it off his CV and he wants it bad, and I've got it that I can help him win it. So we'll be looking forward to it this year. That's for sure.
Still, a lot of it is the pressure because you two are the two best players in the world.
I wouldn't say it's as a whole, but I think that maybe there was so much noise and something like people's like you can't lose a leg sort of thing. There was just too. I think we didn't believe it, but there was so much pressure put on us that we just thought we can't lose because if we lose, everyone's going to like what they did. And every time for the next 3 or 4 weeks after, it was like any exhibition you go to, it was like, how did you lose? How did you lose? And it was like, you wanted to not hear it. So I think this year people have seen that we can lose. Last year we can lose. So this year the expectation may be a bit lower, but for sure if we be both bond and play well like we know we can, it's going to be an incredible performance whatsoever.
And I remember also after the Worlds as well, you said that you felt like you let yourself go a bit. I just wanted to know if you made any changes to your lifestyle and to yourself to improve and get even.
Yeah, I think what I can't remember what I said, but it's more dedication. I think I wasn't dedicating myself enough. Like I've paid a lot of money for a gym in my house now. I'm working out a lot. I'm eating healthy. I've been healthy for many years, but I've not been dedicated to it like I want to be. So the last 3 months I've been dedicated, really working hard to get myself back to where I was maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and perhaps a little bit more than I usually do. So yeah, just dedicating a bit more.
Last one or two, please, go.
Luke, you talked about the World Cup there as an event. Is it something that you enjoy? It's obviously something a little bit different in regards to obviously having a partner, and Luke, who you mentioned was one of, if not the best in the world, and obviously playing it against different cultures. Again, a couple of new countries in it this year, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like one of the best tournaments. Just so exciting, and when you're playing with your best player in the world, and Luke probably looks at it like you're playing with the second best player in the world. It's exciting because you feel like, come on, if we both really play well, we can do exciting things, and um, you know, I'm so happy that it's us again, and he's not pulled out on. I never would have pulled out of it because you sometimes worry we don't know what he's going to do. But I said to him, let's give it a go again. He's like, oh yeah, I'm never thinking about it. So, I think a lot of people were sort of worried he was going to pull out, but that's never going to be the case. Yeah, we're really buzzing to playing it again. But again, this is a month away. Yeah, we still got many things to play for before that. But when that comes to the fruition, we'll be really looking forward to it.
Definitely, mate. Thank you. Luke, I just want one more question. Going back to what you said earlier about how you were written off and how you come back from it, if I may. You've obviously been very open with your mental health struggles that you had back in 2019. I remember interviewing you about that when you won the World Youth Championship. Do you think that how you dealt with them is now where you are in terms of being able to deal with that pressure and that consistently being written off? Because again, you are a role model to people that you can overcome your demons. I remember
Yeah.
writing a piece about it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I feel like it's the whole scenario of what I went through, it just made me mentally stronger. And I've said that many times, when you've gone through so much, like in your mind and you're struggling it, and then you can't overcome that and win things like I've done, kind of the whole scenario becomes like you're mentally stronger. I'm not saying that I'm happy I've gone through it, but what I have gone through is maybe mentally stronger from the facts. So, all I care about is being an inspiration for other people, players, whatever it means, out there and go, do you know what? He's done it. I can do it as well. And that was the whole reason why I was very open and honest about it, because it wasn't to be some superstar. It was more to help other people and be like, if he's done what he's done, I can do it, even not on a big scale, on a smaller scale. But that's the most important thing for me. And, me and James Wade are obviously two massive parts of trying to make it very open and honest, and hopefully one day, and someone will come up to you and say, you really helped me, and then it'll be worthwhile.
Certainly good. Thanks. Thank you. Cheers. Thanks, Luke. Cheers. Appreciate that, mate.